Ooh, what is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys, and of course, as always, thank you so much for joining us here tonight on the Fanliest of Fridays here at MCF. So take a second, hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us anywhere and everywhere at My Cowboys Family, and of course, hop into our Discord. The link for that's in the description box down below. And as we get rolling here tonight, guys, there's of course the people we have to shout out, give the love, give the appreciation to. Thank you very much to your current stream boss and sponsor of the week and Cash App King. Showing the love, it's McLovin.
Nope, not today.
Isn't it?
Nope, baby. It was Mr. Sco971.
Oh, that's right.
First time ever for him. Sorry about that, Mr. Sco971. The wife was, she missed the day yesterday. But Sco971 is the first time sponsor of the week here on My Cowboys Family and the first time Cash App King repping that board. McLovin came in second, yes. But he's on the board here this week, McLovin, currently in first place as the leader on both of those boards. I think you're a little confused there.
There you go.
But he's the leader on the overall board, and he's the leader on the Cash App board. So he's coming in for 3 out of 4 weeks of domination. We'll see what happens. Sco got the crown, though, and he's got that sponsor of the week. Much love to him. And then if you look at this, you were saying Stream Boss. Oh, yeah, Stream Boss. He's right above there in 8th place. It is Cav52 with 40 points remaining on the Stream Boss. Then you look at the gifting memberships. You got a back-to-back-to-back, a three-peat from Mr. Jason Renfro. Yes,
thank you so much, Jason.
Representing it there. Hey, you are as well. And then we right now when it comes to the gifting membership side of things, there is no leader this week. We're on right. Friday here, right? So there's no leader, no drops yet. And, Jason won it last week, so right now it looks like gifting memberships a little on the downside things, but we still crown champions. We'll see if Jason goes for 4 in a row. We got tonight and probably Sunday night to finish up the week, so we'll see what happens there. And like I said, the leader right now on the overall board and the Cash App board, it is McLovin. There's a bunch of ways to drop the love here. I do have to shout out some of you guys on the last day and a half that, we weren't live. We were on the After Dark or just the stream drops. Sco971 still up there in second place, I think, on the overall board with Jason Renfro right behind them. Both those guys dropped a little love. Queenie and Mick as well. And so did Roger Dat Asher with a $20 holler. Mr. Roger Dat Asher, he dropped 20, and he said, "Go Cowboys." Same thing with another thanks button drop right there from the man, the top dog, Dwayne Broussard. Appreciate him for that, on the Marist Liufau short that I put out there. So appreciate everybody dropping the love. And then much love to the man staying skeptical, who is currently now in the lead on the gifting membership board, trying to stop the streak of Jason Renfro.
Yeah, congrats to you, Juan Carlos.
Yeah, he's in it.
Thank you again, Skeptical Fan. Appreciate you, showing the love here on the MCF side of things and sharing that love with the fam.
Yeah, that's one of the best ways to do that here. I wanted to make sure I bring up the different ways of dropping the love. That's one of them right there. You could just jump in the membership on your own. A lot of people are in there, like Skeptical and many others. And then there's, gifting memberships. There's the thanks button, which I just said Dwayne Broussard just dropped. And then you have, of course, the super chat, which is the easiest way here through YouTube. But then there's 4 ways that not just affects the overall board, but it's usually used on the After Dark sessions. And it always affects the Cash App board. So, baby, the Cash App King. What are the 4 ways to help out the channel outside of those, the membership, the super chat, the gifting, and the thanks button?
Of course, you have the Cash App # My Cowboys Family, the Venmo at My-Cowboys-Family. You have the regular PayPal link, of course, and last but not least, the Streamlabs link. It lets your comment show up on screen just like a super chat does.
You know it. And tonight it is Fan Friday. Yes, the Families of Fridays. And we always like to shout out those in that star and over everything level memberships. But on Fan Friday, it's also the silver level too. So without further ado, let's give those shout outs because I always like to shout the silver level member. Right now, the man, A. Lavelle, 46 months. For the oldest member, basically, the longest membership here in a continuous streak, it is Mr. A. Lavelle. He's part of that silver level membership, baby. Who else is in the star and over everything level?
Thank you very much, Skeptical Fan, Jason Renfro, Lincoln Kane, Dwayne Broussard, Marissa Sparkle, Chalktown Montana 808, The Lunatic, and over everything, Seabass.
Yeah. Appreciate you all on that side of things. And of course, that also, the star and over everything relates to this membership coming around the bend here on Sunday night. Two nights from now, we will have the star and over everything level membership raffle. It's a monthly raffle. This is for the month of April. And we also include, well, you get star level, you get one raffle entry. If you're in the over everything, like Seabass, he's got 2 raffle entries. And if you're a weekly winner, well, you just earn yourself a bonus raffle entry in there. And it happens to be this time, the 3 entries that are entered. We only had 3 this month. It was McLovin, and it was SCO 971. So congrats to them. They're going to be in this raffle on Sunday, along with the star and over everything level membership crew.
Right.
So thank you to all of you. And also, one of those star level members, Mr. The Lunatic, he's got a little raffle going. If you drop love tonight, like you just saw there from Dwayne Broussard, from Dwayne Broussard and Roger That Asher, but we also had drops from Skeptical Fan right now, right here on stream, right? Even gifting that all goes towards this. We're celebrating the draft. There's going to be a little bit, we're going to probably do this next week, this raffle, but you can build up raffle entries, up your chances to win. Yes, a Sewn and Stitch jersey. We're going to have 2 of them, 2 separate winners. Each of them are going to win 1 apiece. Sewn and Stitch, many different names, numbers, styles of the Cowboys, and really any team, and even every sport. But whatever we have available, you get to choose from. We're not giving it to you. You're picking the one you want that we have available. So to get into this raffle, baby, how can they get into this thing, and how are ways they can improve their chances to get one of these 2 jerseys?
Well, to get in it, of course, if you drop $10, bam, you are automatically entered, and that is, cumulative, right? So you could have 2 $5 drops, 5 $2 drops, so to speak, blah, blah, blah. Of course, if you want even more entries, you drop an additional 10. Every additional $10 is an additional bonus entry, and those continue to keep stacking.
That's right.
Those one perks.
Yeah, you keep stacking them, and you ups your. Hey, if you got 5 entries, you're gonna have a better chance than somebody that has 1 entry, right? So that's kind of how that goes, and so we got a bunch of people in this thing already. Right now it's maybe I'm just guessing here, maybe 8 people in this thing. We're not going on the after dark side, guys.
Yeah.
So those guys, you will not see them unless they drop it for this stream or in these channels. So it's only only for the family here that can get these jerseys, and it's not that many people, so even 1 raffle entry gets you a chance to win one of these jerseys. So again, I try to remind people, we usually don't remind you guys in the stream. It's pinned in the chat. You can hit ! raffle, and you get the information, or ask us and we will get that to you. But yeah, just want to make sure everyone has a fair chance to get into this thing. So on that note, though, we got to now move it on. We did our intros. Let's make sure we say hello to all the people in the house tonight, ready to talk some Cowboy football. Basically, we were off yesterday, so Thursday and Friday, combo news info and update Fan Friday.
That's right. So, hello and hi to Rolando Rodriguez, what's up? Stephen White, much love. Cleveland Brown, hello and hi. We got Seabass in the house. That's funny. We'll have to maybe discuss that. But Jerry Jones, I don't even know what number Jerry Jones had when he did play football. So
like 60-something.
That was like 50. I don't know why 57 popped in my head. But anyway. So Jason Renfro, of course, representing here. Much love. And yeah, I hope your Mavericks we gave you a good game tonight. They won.
Mavericks 4-2. On to the next round, and kind of an upset when it comes to seeding, with the 5th team beating the Clippers, the 4th team. So congrats to the city of Dallas and the Mavericks for getting into the next round of the NBA playoffs.
Even Leaside Herald had to come through and talk real football. Spoony Dog, what's up? We have, let me see, I think I shot it up, but just in case, Cleveland Brown. Juan Carlos, of course. Can't forget Skeptical Fan always. Staying skeptical, making things happen around here.
I'm putting him up. I'm updating the board, by the way, in case you're wondering.
Oh, good. Dannyberry Sports, what's up?
Yeah.
We have Texas Twister. Stay safe out there on the road. John Syme. Oh, what's up? That was pretty funny. Oh, we have Thomas Garrett, the Superior.
Hell
Garrett.
Yeah.
What's up, Dustin Roberts? Thanks for hanging with us here. Let me see. Freedom First did manage to be first today. Good for you. So, with that said, it does look like pretty much everybody's trickling in here as far as chat and the shout outs. So,
any quick thoughts or questions in the chat? If there are anything.
Well, if you want, I can definitely read you that funny comment by John earlier. He said, "Those who smoke good crippler can suffer from short-term memory." Ah, shit! I forgot where I was going with that.
I hear you. I understand.
Oh, so let me see here. And of course, obviously, we mentioned offhandedly, but yes, guys, Mavericks did win tonight. I think it was like 114 to something. They won by more than 10 points.
Yeah, they won 4 games to 2. Congrats.
Seabass is thrown out there. I wish the NFL would do seeding the way like the NBA does.
The way they fight for those last spots, maybe? I'm not sure.
So, yeah, I was going to say, I have to be honest. I don't know anything about the NBA, like, as far as drafting or seeding or anything like that. So
I mean, it's just the first versus the 8. You know, that's the usual way.
Isn't that already what we do?
That's kind of what we do. Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. We the lowest seed plays the highest seed. That's this basic thing. If you're talking about like those last teams getting in the playoffs, that's a whole different kind of thing, which is a newer thing in NBA. Which is, I agree, it is interesting. But I don't know if that works in the NFL. Mainly because there's not as many games really that's played in the NFL usually.
And it's also a much harder ask to put into a contract that, hey, we might need to maybe have you like play an extra game or play more, like
to get into the playoffs, right?
Yeah,
so, it's just,
so instead of so I'm just saying, so like that team somehow ends up playing an extra game and then
well that's the advantage. Well, that's the way in the NBA. That's why it's kind of the advantage of getting in there, the 6th seed or higher.
I know, but the NBA,
last team's got to fight it out.
I know. Well, the NBA also has the chance to be able to, play multiple games within a shorter period of time.
Yes, of course.
So,
that's the point. Yeah.
Anyway.
So, anyways, let's get into. Well, I'll say let's get into football. Let's start with basketball. Actually, Caitlin Clark, amazing, right? With the Indiana Fever, made her WNBA debut tonight against the Dallas Wings. The average ticket price for that game, $108. That's insane. It's a preseason game. Now they did lose, in the last seconds. They lost by 3. Dallas, the Dallas Wings, the women's basketball team, their WNBA team in Dallas. Last second shot, hit it at the basically with like 2 seconds left. I'm pretty sure Caitlin Clark she started like 4 for 6 in 3-pointers. I think she at least was 4 for 8 at halftime, and she missed that last shot in the 2 seconds or 1 second, like a Hail Mary kind of shot. But it's definitely, all eyes are on the WNBA right now, and they're making that money that would get the women players the money that they've been calling about and deserving the pay of. Well, now they're earning that. You don't deserve it because you're a woman. You're earning it, in my opinion, and they're earning it now. So we'll see. Again, $108 per ticket for a preseason game. Not even Jerry Jones can get that for a Cowboy game. So now, there was, as far as the, you go ESPN here, but it comes to the sports news and, hey, a former Cowboy, Michael Irvin, the NFL network has had a round of layoffs over the last 24 hours. These cuts mainly impact the NFL network employees.
Yeah.
The cable channel expected to have an altered live programming schedule this upcoming season. So they're going to alter stuff and do things a little differently. But one of the people that we know is gone is the playmaker, Michael Irvin. He's been let go from the NFL network. He's been with the company for 20-plus years. Longer with ESPN, longer with NFL network than with the Dallas Cowboys. As far as playing time, years-wise. So, yeah, that's kind of interesting there. I'm sure he'll be picked up somewhere else, in my humble opinion.
So, I did want to touch on one quick little comment here by John saying the new NFL schedule should be coming out very soon, shouldn't they? So,
You've actually did a little research on that, yeah.
2, there are some rumors out in these, football news streets, so to speak, that apparently the schedule is going to be released this upcoming Thursday, May 9th. Of course, when we see that, we're like, all right, let's make sure that this is coming from a legitimate news source. And I have to be honest, guys, I traced it as far back as I could not find any more reputable news sources backing up this random claim. So just throwing that out there, not saying it isn't a possibility or a chance or whatever, but certainly not some kind of a premeditated anything by, on our side of things.
Yeah, I think that you got to remember, when it comes to the schedule, it always comes out around that, that next Thursday time frame, right? Mm-hmm. Sometime in the middle of May it comes out, usually middle or, right before the middle of May. So that fits around the right time frame, and it's usually a Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday usually hits, never on a Friday or Saturday. So, and we also get more than just like 5 days of we don't get, we get more than 5 days kind of with the schedule plans again come out, schedule coming out, it usually gives us like a week and a half to like, so I think it's more maybe the next Thursday, maybe the 16th or in that range. That's more realistic for that. But hey, maybe they have some inside information. Hey, it could be the 9th, I guess. But we'll wait and see. Nothing is set in stone yet. It's not officially released. And the sites that these things are coming from, not really the most reliable. They have a lot of mistakes, a lot of misses. So I would just wait with confirming that.
So, there you go. And, all good. But yeah, and thank you for asking that, John, just because I was going to bring it up later. And you just gave me a great reason to touch on that now and just kind of clarify that. So again, not saying it isn't possible the schedule comes out next Thursday. Just saying that it still hasn't been confirmed by anyone who you can actually trust to tell you that news.
Yeah. So just let's hold off on that a little longer. But it's coming. The schedule is coming between the 9th and I'd say like the 20th of May. Now, I also want to bring up a big shout-out here. A little shout-out, I guess. But the man Jason Renfro dropping $1.71 holler. And I go Cowboys in the cash app.
Thank you, Jason.
Much love to him. Still, on the top of the leaderboard. You never know. Someone can always make that jump.
So, let me see here. Rolando Rodriguez, by the way, said, first game, this is his prediction, of course, Dallas against Washington, Sunday Night Football, because of Dan Quinn. So, go Cowboys.
Interesting.
And of course,
yeah, I like
the
that.
TV ratings. I think this is a very strong contender for the opening game of the season for sure. So, I could also very easily seeing it be, it could be Dallas.
No, it can't be the Eagles. It can't be. Eagles play the first week in Brazil.
I forgot.
Yeah. And that game's been set already. It's not. Are they playing the Cardinals or something? I don't know. Packers?
Yeah, I can't see the Cowboys, or I can't see the NFL wanting anybody but, certain teams playing against them. So.
Yeah. But the Washington one's a good idea. It could be one of those night games, Sunday night game or something like that.
So anyway, kind of keep rolling here with the rest of them. By the way, thank you, David. Appreciate that nice compliment there. So, he enjoys our videos. So,
appreciate Joe's words, man. We work hard on those shorts and these live streams. So, now NFL, we got a couple more things to touch on the NFL. Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice. The report is they expect him to be suspended for at least half of the 2024 season. So that's why they've been kind of stacking up some receivers because you kind of know he's going to be gone for a while. So we kind of expected that, but NFL, it sounds like they're going to come down hard on him, and deservedly so. Draft, of course, passed, but a week after the draft, right? We're a week away from the draft already. And rookie wide receiver picked on Thursday of last week, Marvin Harrison Jr. with the Arizona Cardinals, still has not signed that preliminary NFLPA licensing agreement, which again means his Cardinals jersey is not available for purchase yet. Remember, he has to sign. We knew this last week. He didn't sign it before the draft. Still hasn't signed it, so they can't. So Cardinal fans, like my brother, cannot get his jersey if they wanted that.
Which really sucks because obviously post-draft and around that time, there's
spot.
a lot of, of course, because lots of people are wanting to support or check him out or something.
That makes sense. So, yeah, I mean, it's interesting that Marvin Harrison Jr. decided to not sign his NFLPA licensing agreement yet. Now, Steelers, a lot of these fifth-year options, we didn't, we of course took CeeDee Lamb's fifth-year option out, but we didn't take Trey Lance's fifth-year option out. Steelers decided to not pick up running back Najee Harris's fifth-year option. Good running back, but they probably want to pay that money that's coming.
I was just about to say, but he's a running back.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to be.
I mean, last year he earned a Pro Bowl honors as a rookie. Became the first player in franchise history to rush for 1,000 yards in each of his first 3 seasons. So, again, a good running back's going to be out there after this season, Najee Harris. Odell Beckham, free agent no more. Odell Beckham Jr. signed with the Miami Dolphins.
I'm sure he's happy.
He likes the heat of Miami. And it's a 1-year deal. It's worth up to, remember, not the full, it's up to $8.25 million. And again, according to his sources, he took less than was offered elsewhere, but he wanted a good fit. So Dolphins, Tyreek Hill, Tua, Waddle, they got a lot of receivers. He's going to be their third guy, it sounds like. A 1-year deal, $3 million is what's going to be like basically guaranteed. The rest are incentives that push it up to $8.25 million. Not a bad contract for a receiver that still has something left in the tank there on a cheap contract. $3 million, but the other $5 million, 5.25 is all incentive.
Now, I hate to compare it because I know it's not comparable in different situations or whatever, but I mean, you know what? Let me not compare it. Go ahead and continue. I was gonna compare it kind of to the Zeke situation, but very different.
Odell's receiver, Zeke kind of running back. You said that a minute ago, running back. That's part of the issue with Najee Harris. Same issue with Zeke. You're just in a position that receivers are worth more than a running back, even if Odell's older and has injuries. So anyway, either way.
Yeah, that's why I said I'm like, doesn't make sense.
Reel it back.
So let me stop.
Receivers. Always stay with receivers for a second because the Panthers, former Panther wide receiver and current free agent DJ Shark, is not a free agent anymore. Good player. He agreed to terms with the Los Angeles Chargers on a 1-year deal, and that's worth up to $5 million. So again, probably a $2 million deal with a lot of incentives. So another good pickup there, in my opinion. This is when you get those bargain players. Yeah. This is where the Joneses. This is their free agency period. So you're getting a receiver that would have, if you had gotten it before the draft, you probably would have to pay a comp pick on that. You would lose a comp pick, which a lot of teams would rather just wait and get these guys like Odell,
and remember,
like Ezekiel Elliott.
If you as a team or a front
Shark.
office is waiting, that means that one, if someone doesn't wait, they wanted him clearly more than you did, right?
And they're paying more. Yeah.
Or two, exactly, they are paying more for that privilege in some capacity, and
both.
We're not interested in doing either of those things. So
we don't lose comp pick. We don't want to overpay, and that's what the Cowboys decided to do. And again, you've seen these numbers. That's why you've seen some good deals going on, because this is with the Cowboys. They wait for their spot to strike. So DJ Shark off the board, 1-year deal worth up to $5 million. Again, he visited with the Chargers before the draft, so kind of they were eyeballing him. If they didn't get the receiver they wanted in the draft, they were going to go with Shark. They got Shark, and now he's good to go. So that's kind of the NFL news, right? Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the Cowboys. And really the opening thing, Dak, not guilty. Dak's charges dropped. What does this mean? What's going on? So Dak did speak, at least through his attorney. But let's tell you what happened, guys, because the Dallas police officially will not be filing charges against Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott. And you remember, guys, the whole sexual assault thing that happened 7 years ago, so alleged this woman tried to ask him for $100 million to not go to the cops. He immediately got a lawyer, went to the cops.
Yeah.
And so
messy situation.
Yeah, but this is none of his fault as far as now. He was young and dumb, but that wasn't nothing to do with the guy having fun, right? And this chick was having fun. They fucked in the car outside of a gentleman's club, a strip club. And then 7 years later, she wants to sue him for $100 million. She knows he's going to get a deal probably with the Cowboys or somewhere else. He's got money already. He's got a girl with a kid. You know what I'm saying? So now Dallas police officially will not file criminal charges against quarterback Dak Prescott in regard to a sexual assault allegation from an Arlington woman. And this has been confirmed. This was confirmed actually yesterday, so everyone understands it. We didn't go live on this because I know you guys already had seen it, but it isn't like football on the field. But we knew this is direct. If you had listened to us in the past, you knew this is the direction this was going. The latest development comes about a month after the legal team for that woman decided to drop their civil sexual assault suit in Dallas County, and then they refiled it via counterclaims in Collin County, where Dak was already suing the woman for that alleged $100 million extortion plot. So the Dallas police had been investigating the alleged sexual assault since March, April. I went to May, and basically yesterday that was it. I mean, sources said that basically the police department, they found no evidence, zero evidence to support any part of this woman's claim. And the district attorney said it has no case. Their offices said, no, we have no case. Drop the charges. Dak is good to go. Doesn't mean that Dak's done, though. Dak is going to still go after this woman for libel, defamation, extortion, and good for him, as he should. Make her pay. Make women have to think twice about pulling shit like this. And this is one way of doing it. Dak is the example. Excellent.
This is the only recourse available to Dak. So
it's an excellent way to him to show people how to do this shit right. Dak, thank you for that. You know what I'm saying? Just for the other football players out there in the world that are getting scammed like this as well, Dak handled it the best we can handle it. So And that's under a contract here, hated by half the freaking team, like the fans and the fan base. And he still's out there saying, yeah, I'm putting this out, getting ahead of this, putting my name out there with this. And I don't care because I'm innocent, as are shown, yesterday.
So.
Yeah. Any thoughts from you or anybody in the chat? Because I know Dak had some thoughts.
Well, I mean, Skeptical Fan is dropping some thoughts here with that $2.55 holler that's about to hit in just a moment here, saying Roger Goodell might suspend Dak anyway.
He could. But I think the fact that this happened 7 years ago and he was trying to be extorted. There it is. There's a drop of 255. Even though I know we can stay skeptical fan, and say, well, they basically picking on a cowboy again. I would pretty much bet money on this that Dak is fine. Dak had sex with some chick in a car. You don't get suspended for that. She made claims that were proved false. You don't get suspended for that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. He's not getting suspended. Skeptical, and I'm pretty skeptical. But on this one, I'm positive he ain't getting suspended. Yeah, it's not a conspiracy that they're out to get cowboy players. They don't want. They just wanted to make an example of Zeke some years back after all their fallouts with the Ray Rice situation and beyond, right? So that was just Zeke in the wrong place, wrong time situation. This is Dak just completely never even has like the police. With Zeke couldn't disprove or prove things.
Yeah,
they just didn't know. But Dak, they know this woman's lying. They got proof. They got emails of her extorting him. So he's 100% innocent here.
Oh, no. Skeptical Fan said I was half joking.
Well, I just want to make some people skeptical will be like, yeah, suspend him so we can see Trey Lance. And there's Jason Renfro's 36 months of domination on the membership side of things at the star level. What did the man have to say?
Let's go, Mavs, and beat the Thunder and go to the Western Conference Finals. Cowboys, it is time to make your mark on the East and win back-to-back East titles. And let's get to the NFC Championship game for a chance to win number 6.
Let's do it. I echo everything Jason Renfro said, and I'm adding in there, Cowboys. You know how it goes. By the way, Cat 52 through all this, 36 points still on the Stream Boss. Holding strong. Ooh. So, now again, as we move, again, that's the thing, skeptical. There'll be fans out there that will say, good. I've seen people say, good, I want to see Dak hurt. I had to delete those comments because they want Trey Lance in there. I've seen people say, good, maybe he'll get suspended or he'll go to jail. And then we can see Trey Lance in there. This is stupid Cowboy fans. This is dumb. So in my mind, what I'm saying here is, no worries. I know Dak is going to be. He's not getting suspended by Goodell. That'd be one of the dumbest things that Goodell could do to the Shield, And then, obviously, even if I know Skeptical was joking, but some fans will think that this is real, and then they'll say, okay, you know what's going to happen? We'll see Trey Lance. Let's hope he gets suspended, and then we got to deal with more of those fans. But I want to know what Dak had to say, because Dak actually, well, not Dak, but I want to push the fact that this is Dak, but through his attorney. Levi McCatherine, that's the attorney for Dak Prescott. What was said from Dak through his attorney?
I want to thank the Dallas Police Department and Dallas County District Attorney's Office for their thorough investigation of the allegations against Dak Prescott. As we knew they would, they found nothing in their extensive exploration of the facts that would support a criminal prosecution. We are confident that at the end of law enforcement's investigation into the extortion caused, they will find the accuser and her attorneys just as guilty as Dak is innocent. As I have said from the beginning, Dak is a great football player and an even better human. He would never assault any woman. These false accusations were brought up 7 years after the alleged events for one reason only: to line the pockets of the accuser and her attorneys. Their behavior is an affront to all the true survivors of sexual assault.
And I agree with every word that Dak's lawyer said. And this is true also for women who get assaulted. You don't want to see her win this, and I'm saying just because she's a liar, you want to, women that really get sexually assaulted, this is the enemy right here, this kind of woman. You know? So it's ain't about #MeToo or feminism. This is about right and wrong. And she was wrong, and she needs to pay the price, and Dak is not letting up. And I wouldn't either if I was him. So good stuff there. Frivolous lawsuit, like Skeptical fan said, and it's going to come with consequences when you try to literally extort him through the emails and texts. So Dak's done, and she's done, I think, in this sense. Now, staying with Dak, In 2023, guys, the Cowboys quarterback here, our number one guy here, the leader of the offense, Dak Prescott, was sacked 39 times. That was the second most times in a season for his career. I think the most was it 2017 to 18? When we got Amari was when he was sacked, I think, like 50 times. This was the second. Last year was the second most times he was sacked in his career, 39 times. But even with those 39 sacks and that pressure against him, second most sacked in his career, he had the third least amount of interceptions in his career, tied with Romo with 9. So again, even though he was sacked, I mean, Romo had the least interceptions Romo had in his career was 9. Dak had the third least amount of interceptions in his career, 9. During when he was pressured, he was sacked 39 times, the second most in his career. So Dak still overcame the odds and got an MVP type season out there.
True.
So now Dak spoke after that. Listen, we talked about the home run derby stuff on our last show on Wednesday. And we got a lot of the quotes out there. They're really the main quotes, right? But there's some other important kind of under the radar quotes that we have to kind of address. In my opinion, is very important. And you see some of those things, whether it's the receivers, we'll talk about them in a minute. Eric Kendricks on defense, Brandon Aubrey on special teams, or let's just start with Dak Prescott and what he had to say when it comes to his up. They asked him, "What's his update on his contract? What's situation going on?" This was missed. What did he say, baby, when it comes to all his focus, CeeDee Lamb? He talked about Zeke and Lamb, but he talked about himself, his plans and his focus and his contract situation. What did he say?
It's still conversations. I'm aware of everything owner and general manager Jerry Jones said, and everything he said is dead on. Communication has been back and forth. At the end of the day, I've talked about how this is where I want to be, but my focus is on helping my team. It's as simple as that. So, adding in there as well, I'm just focused on helping this team and being the best I can be and getting better. When you get linemen who can protect, you get excited. You see a guy like Tyler Guyton, you see how big he is. I'm excited to add to that. And thank you, Jason, with the $1 Holly. Go Cowboys.
Yeah, go Cowboys. Appreciate you, Jason. Thank you.
Dak continued on saying, quote, "Get him in there."
As in Tyler Guyton, yeah.
With guys like Zach Martin, guys for him to follow. And, Cooper Beebe. You get another guy inside in the third round that can help us. I've heard a lot of good things about him from the pros in the draft. I thought it was a good fit, and we definitely handled things that we needed to.
Yeah, he said, I thought it was a good draft. Yes. So again, Dak, first of all, just saying it's just conversations right now when it comes to the contract situation.
Isn't that an improvement from last time?
From no conversation,
they hadn't even talked yet?
Yeah, exactly. And then you have, he's very happy about offensive linemen, 2 of them, first rounder and third rounder. Tyler Guyton in the first round at tackle, and then Beebe at center, basically, for us. Very excited to have guys that can really do a good job. And his scouts, he knows the draft was very good there. So as you get to this, the second year of him under McCarthy and his play calls. McCarthy did the play calling last year. Obviously, McCarthy's at the helm again, at calling the plays, calling this offense. What was Dak's thoughts about McCarthy year 2?
To continue to get better. We scratched the surface as the sense of this was our first year with Mike calling the show on offense. We continue to improve all year long. All the great things we had last year, to take it into game plan earlier in the offseason for things that may come up during the season. It's going to prepare us better in the details and prevent us from having to make adjustments late. Another year is going to be special. You
got to assume, the second year with McCarthy, it's going to be a little smoother, a little, we'll find the stride a little earlier in the season than we did in week 6 or 7. So I think that is true. I'm not like this is bullshit. But we'll see how much better it can be with some of the losses we had on offense and then the rookie replacements to fix those holes and step up guys. We'll see if they can do the job too, So, and then, of course, we know about CeeDee Lamb. We talked about his contract the other way. Dak kind of touched on that a little bit more when it comes to CeeDee Lamb and the contract. And right now, not at the voluntary OTAs. So, as he's awaiting a new contract, trying to get a deal in, Dak is not pressing over the matter at all. and he feels very comfortable in the fact that they've been connecting and throwing the ball at each other. What was his thoughts on the CeeDee Lamb contract as far as Dak's seeing it?
We're roommates all of July, so if that's the case, that'll be fine. No worries, I know what he's doing. I know how he's preparing. All confidence in the way that he's preparing and how he's doing. So,
no worries from Dak as far as the connection. Remember, they did also throw the ball back and forth in the Dak yard, behind his house there. So, they're connecting. No worries between the Dak, CeeDee Lamb situation. But what about the other receivers that Dak is throwing to? Because, we got CeeDee Lamb, but then we also have a guy like, I don't know, Brandon Cooks, who also was at the baseball game, the home run derby, and he spoke about another guy in Jalen Tolbert. So, baby, what did Brandon Cooks have to say? The fact that we're keeping a young receiver to jump in there as a number 3, as in Jalen Tolbert, the number 3 guy, we saw him and Tolbert working out. Also, there's a workout video out there, which I've posted on the shorts. So, keeping him, Brandon Cooks was asked about Jalen Tolbert. He was there as well at both guys were at the baseball game, at the baseball home run derby, and basically they want to know how to keep this. How did Brandon Cooks able to keep the young third-year receiver, away from failure, and kind of reaffirming the positivity that Tolbert has about his game. So, baby, what did Brandon Cooks say about their working out and their connection this offseason?
He was out there with me for a little over a week in Oregon. Just kind of show him the ropes. It's all about passing along. You get knowledge, you pass it along. That's what this game is about. Absolutely not the kid is special. The ability, the talent is there. I'm just looking forward to him really getting his shot being out there. He's going to work for it. That's one thing he's going to do. He deserves this opportunity, and I can't wait to see him.
And again, absolutely not was in reference to do you think he's going to have issues being a starter, a third receiver for the Cowboys? That's his slot. He's the number 3 guy. And that's why absolutely not. This kid has the ability, the talent, all that good stuff. So that's Brandon Cook's thoughts on Tolbert. What did Tolbert have to say himself about the situation this offseason? And, again, you got to remember, he's from third-round pick 2 years ago. This is his third year. From South Alabama. It took he had a horrible first year. Last year took a huge step forward. That puts him kind of like, hey, we could use him over Gallup. He looked better than Gallup, honestly. So, what did he say about the help that Brandon Cooks has given them since last year, really, because they worked out, SMU a little bit there. But also now another full year under his belt with him, and now another offseason with him. What was Tolbert's thoughts about everything, the other receivers and himself?
With Brandon Cooks coming in and being a mentor for me, it's helped me a lot in this game and the little things you need to be great in this league. He's done it for a long time, so having him in my corner is special. One thing for sure, he's not going to let me fail, and I'm not going to let myself fail. Having the opportunity to fill a role in the offense and be able to step up for the offense and the team as well, it's special. I'm looking forward to it and to grow each and every day to be where the team needs me to be. And I'm looking forward to following in Cooks and Lamb's footsteps to prove value to this team.
Well, I like where his head's at. Definitely a big change from his rookie year under Kellen Moore and that whole messed up freaking situation it was there, in my opinion. Now, going from the offense, let's go right to the big D. Defense. Oh, no. Let's go to Brandon Aubrey. Special teams. There he is, kicking the ball with his old training camp number there. But we talked about Aubrey's situation with the appendicitis. He took some antibiotics so he can play in the Pro Bowl, and then got the appendix taken out, the following day from the Pro Bowl. So now he's going into off-season conditioning, voluntary conditioning, the OTAs. He spoke from the 2024 Home Run Derby. So how's he feeling? How's everything in the offseason going for him? His first break after, a year?
Yeah, it is. And he said it's gone well. I rested, got healthy, relaxed, and took a mental break, It's my first break since before the USFL season. So it's been a full year of going strong till now. You don't really realize where you're at until you slow down and stop. there was maybe a little bit of mental fatigue sticking in there, some fatigue in that leg. So it was good to get that back.
So, guys, again, he had a record-breaking first year in the NFL as a rookie here. But he's not even, going to think his job is done yet. What do you say?
Yeah, no, he had it in there. It's rinse and reset. You just want to go out there and perform every game. I thought about it this offseason, enjoyed it, and then put it on the shelf. And I moved on to this year. This year, it's going to be its own thing, and I've got to go out and make sure it's a good year as well.
That is accurate, especially at those field goals, extra points, and all that good stuff. But there's another thing that's really interesting. That's a change this year. And it's the new kickoff rule. Boom, right there. You see it right there. We talked about it. You know, teams kicking off on their own 35 kickoff team. The rest of the players get on the other team's 40. 5 yards separated from the receiving team's front line, and they got I think 9 guys there on the 35, their own 35, and you get 2 returners, and these players in the blue cannot move at that kickoff start line until the ball is caught by one of the returners. So that's kind of just a quick glimpse of what the different rules are going to be for the kickoff. It's going to be important. It's going to be more run backs. It's very important how this kickoff situation is going to be. So he has now also, this is what he spoke about during the home run derby. I think this is important. He also turned his attention to the league's new kickoff rule, which he loves, by the way. I'm curious to know what he said about this.
Of course. Well, he said it directly. I love it. It's going to save my leg and give me a chance to go out there and hit some unique balls. So he also threw out there, John Bones is aggressive, so he'll give me all the opportunity in the world to go out there and make mistakes and live with them.
Yeah, as in Fossil Bones, John Fossil Bones. He's going to be obviously he's basically the creator of this, this final NFL new kickoff rule that's really going to be used this year, but it could be taken away next year. It looks like it's going to make the game more interesting, more exciting on kickoffs, and less injuries. So that's the reason why they're doing this. So I'm curious of what kind of trick plays, because Fossil loves trick plays. Fossil and Aubrey, what kind of tricky kind of kicks or thoughts are going to do to kind of exploit this rule? Because if anyone knows the most about it, it's John Fossil. He's the one that brought this to the NFL. So I don't know what they're going to come up with, guys, but did Brandon Aubrey say anything about what they're kind of expecting to see, the tricky kicks on kickoffs?
He had it in there. We're in the workshop right now. Hang time is a little less important than not being able to move until it's caught, so we're in the workshop. You don't want to really give too much away.
Yeah.
We also have... So he continued on, saying, with his soccer background, it absolutely helps. It works with hitting the ball in different ways, putting my foot on the ball in different ways, and wrapping my foot around it in certain ways.
So with soccer, he could kind of make the ball squirt a certain way, when it hits the ground, bounce a certain way because of the soccer background. So that's going to make it hard to field. Once it hits the ground and touches them, it's it. Touches them, hits the ground, you can start running at that. So it's going to be interesting. The tricks that in store from Bones, special teams coach John Fossil, and Brandon Aubrey to his tricky kicking kind of soccer background. So is that it, or?
No, he did that in there. I think it'll help being soccer players a skill I've taken with me to the NFL.
Oh, it was a fast kick.
No, that's it.
Yeah, okay. So, anyways, looking good there. I love it. I can't wait to see what Brandon Aubrey and Bones got cooking up in the kitchen. But, as we're kind of rolling the guy, it's going to be a quickie tonight. And, the last kind of real main, and this is a main player that spoke, was a guy that's brand new to the team, probably the biggest guy we've picked up as far as free agent wise, of course, Eric Kendricks. So Eric Kendricks, guys, he spoke about Zimmer's style, state of the Cowboy linebackers. Now we know why he wants to stay in Dallas. We already heard this the other day. He wanted to be a starter. He wanted to stay as a Mike linebacker, and he knows Zimmer's game plan. He, as a starter, he can teach the younger guys things, and so he really went deeper into what he's coming up with Zimmer, and that's what I kind of wanted to hear about. So, basically I'm going to paraphrase it, but maybe I know you have the quotes. Kendrick said he spent the last month getting acclimated with his teammates and then preparing to serve as the Cowboys' on-field defensive bridge between Mike Zimmer and that new system and the players that are going to be on the field with Kendricks. So he's got the green dot on that helmet, guy. He got the green dot. He's going to be the one running the plays, from Zimmer directly and getting guys in place. Kendricks said he's been communicating to the players that there is a high standard with Zimmer that he brings with him and that he'll have everyone's back at the end of the day. What did Kendricks have to say about Zimmer and his kind of thoughts about, Kendricks' thoughts about playing under Zimmer and what it's going to look like this year?
Zim is going to be the same guy every day. He has a high standard of performance. He's strict personality-wise, but he always says, "Oh, take care of me. I'll take care of you." I have talked to the guys about Zim. It is a big difference, but ball is ball. We gotta be on our P's and Q's. Also throwing in the... sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I didn't know if you want me to keep on.
Yeah, I wanted... Yeah.
Sorry, so he also threw in there that guy's a true football guy through and through. And this is Kendricks talking about Zimmer. Saying that he watches film on his off days. He really enjoys it. It's good to be back with him. He has a high standard of performance. He's strict personality-wise, but he always says, "Oh, you take care of me, I'll take care of you." I think we see that.
You gotta be disciplined. You gotta be disciplined. They gotta be under cues. They gotta know what are which gaps to hit and all that stuff. But it's funny because Zimmer has this. It's basically like he likes to trick you. He brings up 7 guys on the defensive line, makes you account for every gap in every defensive player, even if you don't know who's blitzing. You can't account for all of them. So he really messes with guys on a double A. I think it's called double mug or something like this. And that's basically a gap. Both linebackers come in there over the center on each side of the center, and then you bring a safety back down onto the line of scrimmage. And now you got basically your front 4. You got your 2 linebackers and your safety. You got 7 guys on the line of scrimmage crowding it. You got to bring all your guys in. This is usually on 3rd downs and 7s or something like this. You got to bring all your guys in. You got to bring an extra tight end in. You got to keep your running back in. Limits the choices you have. And yet, kind of what the Cardinals did to us a couple years ago when they brought up everybody on the defensive front and then dropped people back. You don't know where they're coming from or not. And that was that can lead to miscommunication on offense. That's what Zimmer's going to try to do. So it's a lot of moving pieces, a lot of things going on. And even though he's strict, it sounds really good that, they're going to be able to kind of, have someone like Kendricks on the field being the middleman there to help the guys learn this stuff faster. The first rule of Zim Club, so to speak, do not make him mad. Don't make him grumpy. 67-year-old coach Mike Zimmer that was described, as a grumpy guy in his first press conference. But once that's done, if you can just follow his lead, he'll take care of you. It's going to be easy. It'll be a lot easier for these players. Now, Kendrick's going to have the green dot on his helmet. All right? He's going to have the ear of every Cowboys defensive player on each and every snap. So right now he's just happy that he's able to acclimate to both Zimmer's playbook or any little tweaks in the last year and a half, 2 years he hasn't been with there, and the expectations going forward. Not just with Zimmer and Kendricks, but the rest of the teams and the personnel on the field. What did he say about basically the system here under Zimmer and how he's going to kind of deal with this in Dallas?
I've been in this system for 7 years. It's something I'm very familiar with. We're going to be doing different things here and there, especially with the personnel that we have here. I think it's good that, especially from someone who's giving the call in the huddle, it can be a singular voice right now, especially as everyone is still learning the playbook.
Okay, he's making the calls. These guys are still confused, but he's kind of running the show, and he knows what's supposed to happen, trying to get the players in place, and they're following his lead. That's great to know. What else did he say?
I'm already getting more comfortable talking with the guys, communicating, alerting, checks, and things like that. We're only going to get better as it goes. Obviously, we're still inputting a new system, and it's a complicated one as well. But we're starting off slow and we're doing it the right way. The room is very talented, Kendricks, added in there too.
He's talking about the linebacker room.
Yeah, it's a bunch of good guys. That's what I've noticed about the locker room since I've been here. Everybody's really cool, really accepting, but everybody also knows how to win games. It's going to be a real tight-knit group. A lot of competition, but we're going to elevate each other's game.
You know, and I looked at the linebacking group here, and I realized that, you know, you got Micah Parsons, who's really an edge player, but can moonlight a couple plays at linebacker. Eric Kendricks, of course, the middle linebacker. Damone Clark on one side of him, second year, but, redshirted rookie year. DeMarvion Overshown. Then you have another rookie here, Maris Liufau, right, the 87th selection. Throw in there a veteran like Damian Wilson. You also got to throw in there Tyrus Sweet, who's kind of was on our 53 last year after starting off in the practice squad. He had a bunch of three undrafted linebackers, Brock Morganson, Jason Johnson from UCF, and Byron Vaughns. And don't forget, we also had practice squatter from last year, Buddy Johnson, still here. So, there are 4 rookies, and then DeMarvion Overshown never really played a game, a regular season game with the Cowboys yet. Those 5 guys are kind of like, to me, the guys drafted are of high value. Without those guys, you got Micah Kendricks, Damone Clark, Damian Wilson. Those are our 4 guys that really can pick up the slack for the meantime, while Overshown rehabs back, while Liufau gets a hang of the NFL here. So, the room is getting better, but it's still full with a lot of young guys. And when it comes to pure linebacker, and it's not Micah at that, Eric Kendricks is truly the leader of the linebacking room, in my opinion. Now, I'm going to drop Kendricks down. I want to just to give your opinion on this is our starting team as of right now. Tell me if I missed something here.
Okay.
But here's the Cowboys for me, possible Week 1 starters. Dak Prescott at quarterback.
Of course.
Ezekiel Elliott at running back. Receivers, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, and Jalen Tolbert.
Okay.
Jake Ferguson is a tight end. And then the offensive line, Cooper Beebe at center. Zach Martin and Tyler Smith as the guards. And Terrence Steele as Tyler Guyton as the tackles.
I mean, so far so good.
I mean, that seems to me like right now the plug-and-play stuff sounds perfect. It really comes down to who's your second tight end, who's going to make the team as a fullback, who's going to be your second running back. But those things we can figure out later, right? We're just talking about starters. Now, Week 1 defense, as of right now, maybe a little bit cloudier. I don't know. But you look at the edge rusher, of course, Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence. The interior defensive tackles, as of right now, it's Osa Odigizua as a 3-tech and Mozzie as a 1-tech. Would you agree?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, so far so good.
Now, at linebacker, Eric Kendricks is the starting middle linebacker. But do you think Damone Clark or DeMarvion Overshown takes that other spot? Because I think Damone Clark starts with it, but I think Overshown is a guy they want to have with it at the end. And again, we're going to have 2 linebackers, but sometimes we'll have 3 linebackers. So I think it's going to be Kendricks, you're going to have Clark, and then Overshown, especially coming off the injury. What do you think about that, the linebacking spot?
I mean, I think that makes the most sense, especially just because, again, like you said, we're in like this weird spot where, there's no like super outright like ultra veteran forces that are familiar with this team that have been here already, right? Like we have the veteran, but he's still technically new to the team. Makes sense? You get my point there?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think with all those factors all combined to, well, like I said, we're 100% so far.
And then we get the secondary, which includes, we'll throw in 5 guys in there at cornerback. The starting cornerbacks, Trayvon Diggs, Deron Bland, and Jordan Lewis. There's the nickel corner there. And then safeties right now, Malik Hooker is a free safety, and Donovan Wilson is going to be your strong safety. So I also think those seem to be right. I mean, they really don't have anybody else past that unless they're rookies or like a Marquise Bell. He could be in there for Donovan Wilson. Donovan Wilson's he's a starter guy. He's in there, so there's not going to be I don't think you're going to have Marquise Bell jumping over Donovan Wilson or anything like that. Any thoughts in the chat about these names we called out here for the possible starting team? Because it seems good. It's not great. It's not I don't know if we're better than last year, but we're definitely treading water. At least it seems like.
Well, as far as the linebacker stuff, Tyron Church said maybe or Wilson starts over Clark.
Wilson. Well, Damian Wilson? Yeah, that would be surprising to me, but I guess it could happen. I think Damone Clark with 2 years or a year and a half of basically starting with the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys going to stick with him. I don't see Damian Wilson being. If he's a starter, we're in trouble. Damian Wilson.
Seabass are out there. Sign Gilly.
Yeah, I know. And I looked this up. Every day I look it up, guys. Cowboys have not spoken with him yet. They're not interested in Gilmore. Even if unless he comes out at maybe $4 million, somebody will sign him before that. So right now he's probably started at 11 or 12. He's probably more like 8 or 9 or maybe 7 or 8 right now. So maybe another week or two, maybe he'll be lower to Cowboy, acceptable prices. I don't know. But right now, yeah, our starting 3 corners are the ones we expect. Now, I just want to go back to one last position, and that is running back. We're going to finish this stream tonight. I tell you, it's kind of a quickie for 2 days. It's a real quick one tonight, guys. I mean, we're like, what, an hour in? I don't even know if we're an hour in right now.
About.
Yeah, we're not even an hour yet. Not even an hour in, and we're about done here with the show on a Fan Friday and everything. But let me finish with the running back situation in the sense of the Dallas Cowboys currently, last year, had the most expensive backfield in the NFL. I know you always speak about this.
Yeah.
This year, the Cowboys are very much lower on this list. Now, this data includes rookie contracts. It includes, running backs currently on the roster, even if they don't make the 53-man roster when next season starts. So these numbers are kind of rounded up, but rounded off. They're not going to go to the freaking dollar, the penny on this.
Course.
But when you look at this for the Cowboys, that last year were with the highest spending running back room in the NFL. This year, we're 20th. It's a big drop off. We're not the bottom, but we're 20th, guys. $8.46 million. And the biggest, again, we know we got a cap hit. This doesn't include the cap hits, but these are just contracts this year. Zeke is the $2 million hit. That's the biggest hit at running back for the Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott at $2 million on the cap. So, again, I'm not trying to say anything other than we knew the Cowboys were going to go a different route this year. If they had drafted a running back in the second round, they had gotten Trey Benson. It would have been eventually have to pay Trey Benson, $8-10 million if you want to make the most out of that second round pick. So the Cowboys were going to go a different route this year, and the route is let's just get let's just stick with basic running back by committee. Dowdle, Freeman. Now we got Zeke back in the mix. So we'll see how this thing kind of goes. But $8.46 million and $2 million in Zeke. So, we're obviously not investing anything into the running back room. Now, just a little side note when it comes to Zeke himself. Did you know that according to again, these are just a hand-picked group of known running backs. This is not the best, but out of this group of guys that I picked out, Zeke has ran the fastest out of all these guys. Zeke ran 20.25 miles per hour. He was the fastest ball carrier speed-wise out of these 4 guys. It was Zeke at 20.25 miles per hour was his top hit there. Pollard was at 20 miles per hour. He actually was faster than Tony Pollard. Austin Eckler was 19.88 seconds was his miles per hour numbers. And Josh Jacobs was at 19.82. So, again, Zeke wasn't the fastest, but out of these 4 guys, Pollard is obviously why we're comparing him. But Eckler and Jacobs, it seems that they're faster than Zeke. Not really. Not when it comes to the miles per hour on their little GPS chip. So, again, Zeke was not the fastest, but out of these 4,
because, again,
he was the fastest.
Perception is sometimes reality, because I can tell you right now, I would never thought that just by looking at
his top speed was higher than Pollard's.
Which,
That's
again,
crazy.
like I said, crazy, and I don't think anybody would have guessed that.
Now, the last thing I want to quickly touch on, talk about the running back room. We didn't draft the running back. We got Zeke, right? Can the Cowboys still fix the running back situation? Cowboys have one more card to play, and I do think they can target a trade. And I said this in the past. I'm going to keep saying it now because the Cowboys right now, who would they target? I talked about some of these teams out there that have too many running backs, like the Denver Broncos and Javonte Williams. Like, that would be a great place the Cowboys to kind of try to get a guy that's probably not going to be re-signed next year with the Broncos. It's going to hit the free agent market. That's a target that I would look into, trying to get a 5th round pick over there. I would say next year we're going to have 4 5th round picks. All right. No, it's fine. Next year we're going to have 4 5th round picks. I don't have a problem trading one of those 4 for a running back for now and maybe even for the future. So the Javonte Williams probably too costly to sign him next year as a full-time guy, but for a 1-year deal, for off his last year of his contract, that's a guy we can trade a 5th-round pick for. Now, the Cowboys, again, there's a lot of truly displaced, after this draft, there were a lot of displaced, fresh-legged running backs with high upsides that were pushed at the bottom of their depth chart because of the draft. Some examples. The Jets. Their starter is Breece Hall. All right? They brought in their Braylon Allen and another running back after that, which leaves their backup, Israel Abikanda, out in the open. Now, he's not your fullback kind of guy. He's your speedster. He has some high upside. If you watch the Hard Knocks, you know he has very high upside if he's healthy. He stays healthy. But again, you can get a 6th-rounder for him. I mean, why not? That's kind of my thought. Now, the Dolphins. They have Raheem Mostert. All right, he's their starter, bona fide starter. Their backup is Devon Achane. And again, a guy that's can be get a 5th-rounder for him. Do you think we can get him for a 5th-rounder? Because they drafted Jalen Wright, another guy we kind of had our eyes on. Why would they draft Jalen Wright and then not? What are they going to do with their extra running backs? So Achane is one of those guys. Achane, I guess his name is, but he's one of those guys that I would target as well in a trade. Now, I mentioned Williams and I mentioned a couple other guys here as I have in the past, but I'm sure I'm leaving a couple guys off the list that I've targeted in the past. But you look at the Falcons. They had Bijan Robinson last year. He's their starter. And they picked up Jace McClellan, another one the Cowboys liked. Would have been drafted in the 5th round, I think, if he was there. So they have Tyler Algier. Is that right? Algier? Tyler Algier. And he is a decent guy. I think you could trade for a 7th rounder to get him, but he is their number 2 guy right now. But with these guys getting drafted on their team, they're going to move them up over these other kind of backups. They're going to turn them into 3rd stringers. Some of these guys are in the last year of their deal. So, it makes them an easier target to trade when you're not planning on re-signing some of these running backs. Like the Packers, again, this is a little different, though. They have Josh Jacobs, of course. They got him from the Raiders. And they also signed Marshawn Lloyd as a running back. Not signed him, they drafted him. But they did sign A.J. Dillon, maybe as a backup, just in case. It's like, hey, what if we don't draft a running back? They drafted a running back. Now A.J. Dillon is expendable on a cheap contract, a guy who the Cowboys were looking at as a possible fit for the running backs room. So I think A.J. Dillon is another player that the Cowboys could target in a trade, and you can trade a 7th round. You could trade a 5th and get back A.J. Dillon in a 7th. Just some ideas we can do. So again, none of these options are star players. I think the biggest star player is the one I made a comment about from the Houston Texans. Dameon Pierce. To me, he is the guy that I would probably target more than anyone. They got Singletary starting. They kind of rolled, Pierce out of their kind of rotation at running back, and he started out great as a rookie. He's in his 3rd year now. You get 2 years on a rookie contract for someone like Dameon Pierce, and you give him a 5th, and you get back Pierce in the 7th. To me, that is the one running back out of all these other 5 or 6 guys I mentioned that I would target for this team, not just for now, but for the future. And so, again, none of these guys are bona fide superstars. We're not going to get a running back that's going to be like, oh, shit, we got Derrick Henry. No, I'm not saying to do that. But I'm saying these are guys, if another team that cannot, has too many running backs, and they're not going to re-sign these guys for the future, then why wouldn't you try to trade those guys that give you no real usage on your team right now and pick up a 5th rounder or a 6th rounder for next year's draft? That would be the smart thing to do. Let the Cowboys worry about, if we sign him or not next year, right? Or in 2 years. So to me, Dameon Pierce would be the number 1 target on my list. And there's a lot of other guys here, again, like Javonte Williams. Probably number 2 is Israel Abikanda, A.J. Dillon, Achane, Algar. These guys are the people that I would probably focus on, try to trade under a 5th or lesser draft pick for a guy that's going to give us a couple years on a cheap deal and can help us this year and in the future. So again, Cowboys right now, there's a lot of different options in our depth. We have a lot of different options in our depth right now, but none of them is really that solid. as far as depth-wise. It's guys that are, we're hoping. The Deuce Vaughns and that kind, right? So right now, the Cowboys have to find a guy who can outperform what we currently have. If we can find a guy that can outperform what we have and have maybe, I don't know, can handle 50% of the touches, almost like Zeke can handle some of them, and Enrico can handle some of them. But if we can get a guy in here like Damon Pierce, he's handling 51% of these of the ball, of the snaps at offense at running back by himself, no problem. He should be doing at least half of that, plus over half of the carries for this team. So that would be a big increase at running back, in my opinion, with the new offensive line, and hopefully that works with more power blocking inside. The Cowboys have a lot of good offensive weapons as well, at tight end, at receiver. So if we heavily invested in the offensive line in the draft. The running game has a chance to improve even without having a truly star running back. And I'm including Zeke in this. He's not a star as much anymore. He's not a starting type of guy anymore, even though he's quote-unquote our starter right now. But you get Damon Pierce in there. Damian Pierce, he's the starter. Zeke is number 2. And then you get a Rico Dowdle type guy as our number 3 with Lipke as our fullback. And that's it. That would make it easy. And we would barely even realize we lost anything because we give up one of our 4 fifth-round picks next year. And we're getting back a running back that starts this year and next year in a Damian Pierce. Or any of these other guys I just mentioned. We can pull them out for a year and then go from there. So, I just wanted to make sure I brought up that information before we said goodnight. We talk about the running back room. So, baby, any comments from the chat about this?
Of course. Double R said, I'm just glad that Zeke's last play as a Cowboy won't be his center now.
Yeah.
Good grief.
Well, we think that, right? He has to still make the team, right? No, I'm just not making a point because we talked about him having to fight. The Cowboys have to go away from him. Guess what happens?
I know, but the bar is so low. Even I think the Cowboys.
I know. I don't see the Cowboys moving away from him. Too much money for Jerry. But I'm just saying, if he don't make the team, I guess that's the only way he doesn't make, his last snap on a regular season game or a playoff game is not as a center. I would like to change that as well.
So, anyway, let me keep on rolling here. Of course, we have Asmodeus. Yeah, but we also hate the trolls. So, Dustin Roberts said, behind this line, Zeke is going to eat.
I think he'll eat better than he did a couple of years ago, as long as we don't overfeed Zeke. That's the key. Some of you guys want to put him out there and use him like old Zeke.
Bursting.
No, guys, we don't want Zeke out there as a starter getting 55%, 60% of the carries. Maybe at most of that, and I don't even want to see that. What's up? Roger Dat Asher in the house. Roger Dat. Much love to him. He dropped that 5 on it.
Ooh.
What do you have to say, baby?
He said, Dallas Cowboys for life.
Hell yeah.
And always go Cowboys. Thank you, Roger Dat.
Appreciation to him. I wanted to give him an extra shout out. I said this at the beginning of the stream, Roger. I don't know if you saw it. But Roger Dat Asher, oh yeah, he ended up dropping a $20 holler into PayPal last night, baby. So appreciate him as much as we can say this, man. Roger Dat Asher is one of the true Cowboy fans out there that's been on the YouTube areas and the Mosh Man, all these other guys, just chilling, always watching here, always watching the Cowboys. He's one of the truest, bluest fan you ever see. So big shout outs to Roger Dat, and appreciate the PayPal drop, appreciate the super chat. Let me give the heart there, bam, and go Cowboys.
So, let me keep rolling here.
We're talking running backs.
Let me see. Dustin Roberts said Zeke is better than Damian Pierce.
I disagree. I'm saying if they both started at the same time, of course Zeke is better. But right now in their careers, Damian Pierce wasn't even used last year, and he was a stellar rookie in year 1 there. So to me, this guy's, obviously I think Damian Pierce has a lot more tread on the tires. And yes, as you guys say, behind this offensive line, that's going to be better than Zeke. I'm just being real. That's my opinion. We can disagree. But I'm telling you this fact as well. I said this the other day. If the Philadelphia Eagles would have signed Ezekiel Elliott, you all would have been singing a different tone. You all would have been saying, not I'm afraid of Zeke. Not Zeke's going to eat behind their even better offensive line, which they have. You'd be saying, Zeke sucks. He's washed. He's old. So to me, I'm just saying, I hear what you're saying, but Zeke's not going to be eating that much more than you think. He might be a little better, but it's not going to be. Zeke is his Zekeness from his first 3-4 years gone. overworked and overused by the Joneses.
So, no, just kind of.
I love I love the thoughts out there.
Keep rolling back here a little bit. No, I read all the comments here that at least align with Zeke's thing. So.
Then I do want to say, before we give the final shout-outs here, baby, I want to say we'll be back on, unless the major news comes down down the tubes tomorrow, and we have, something major goes down, we're probably going to do our finale stream for the week on Sunday, as we always do, right? So Sunday we'll have the finale, we'll crown some champions, and right now, I do want to shout out those that are running the top of the spots here, running the boards. So much love to the man SCO971, who is our sponsor of the week. Much love to him. Oh, what's that right there? Oh, that's a weird look right there. Much love to our sponsor of the week, SCO971, and much love to him as also being our Cash App King. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. And again, he's doing most of his damage on the After Dark sessions. So, thank you, Sco.
Appreciate you, of course.
Yes, and then Cav52 with that 30 points still hanging on to the stream boss.
That's right.
Big shout out.
30 again?
Wanye Thomas.
Oh, there you go.
So, there you go. And then you got, of course, Jason Renfro, 3 weeks in a row, a three-peat in the gifting membership board, which, by the way, Skeptical Fan now has the lead. He's in first place with 1 gifted membership. That was today. That means Sunday we'll finalize it and see if he takes the victory and snaps the streak of Jason Renfro, or somebody else comes up there, or Jason Renfro comes back and says, let me get 4 in a row. We'll see what happens. And then when you look at the overall board, same thing when it comes to the overall leaderboard, and the leader in the Cash App, and he's back, the man McLovin, trying to reclaim his top spot. McLovin, if he does hold it down on Sunday and keeps that lead and that win, he'll have 3 out of the last 4 weeks of domination. Mr. McLovin, much love to him. And everybody else in the house tonight, those that dropped the love from above, whether it was on the After Dark or tonight's stream, SCO971, Jason Renfro, Queenie, Mick, Roger Asher, Dwayne Broussard, Skeptical Fan, gifting the membership. Thank you all. And cannot do this without your love and support. And remember, Sunday night, we got our Star and Over Everything level membership with, again, the bonus weekly winners, which are going to be SCO971, McLovin, and McLovin are also in this thing, not just the Star and Over Everything guys. So appreciate all you guys and good luck. If you guys got to get in, you can do it. You guys can get into the Star Over Everything and get in this raffle. It's got to be done before we go live on Sunday night. So you can do that even when we're not live streaming. Keep that in mind. So good luck to those guys. And last but not least, baby, got to shout out the Lunatic and that jersey raffle we got coming on probably next week. You guys can still build up raffle entries, stack raffle entries for a possible chance. You got 1 out of 2 chances to win one of these great sewn and stitched jerseys from players from now, I think, except for rookies, but players of the current team, recent years, and OGs, Hall of Famers, styles, sizes, players, Hall of Famers, a whole bunch to choose from. You can see them right there. Just some examples on the screen. And of course, if you're from another team, you're like, McLovin, you want a Dolphins jersey, you got Dan Marino, you got those guys too. So, a lot of choices, a lot of teams, a lot of sports. And we're going to have 2 jerseys raffled off to a separate winner apiece. So we're going to have 2 winners winning a jersey apiece. Baby, this is for the draft, right? This is from the Lunatic. Right. How do they get into this raffle, and how can they increase their chances on getting a chance to win one of these fantastic sewn and stitched jerseys?
Of course, if you drop $10, bam, you're automatically entered. Well, $10 or more, I should say, of course. And again, that's cumulative, right? So you can drop 2 5s or 5 2s, however it is. Once you get there, you're in it. And of course, if you want even more entries, every additional $10 is another additional entry into the raffle. Yep. Membership has its perks. An additional bonus entry for the MCF members once they meet that initial threshold.
Now, once you hit the $10, once you hit the $10, you only just get 1. But if you're in a membership, you get a second raffle entry. And again, if you drop another $10 on top of that, a second entry, a third entry, a fourth entry, you can build it up, and that ups your chances of winning one of these 2 great jerseys. You can't win both of them. We're going to have 2 separate winners, but we're going to have 2 jerseys available, and each of them are going to a great home. Hopefully, we're representing that star over everything, not one of the other teams, jerseys. So anyways, much love to the Lunatic making this happen. And again, this should be happening sometime, probably at the end of next week, maybe next Sunday. So you have a chance to still get in this thing And, hey, you never know. All you need is one raffle entry at least, but the more, the better chance to capture one of these great jerseys. So, baby, let's hit up the chat and say our good nights on a quickie, on a Fan Friday quickie.
So, Sledhead50, take it easy, have a great night. John Syme, much love, saying as long as Zeke's solid all around, I'm okay with him.
Yeah, just solid, a little bit, just a little bit above average running back.
Behind this O-line, I think Zeke will be just fine.
Remember, when
even with all the bumps and bruises of young guys.
Remember, when you're paying a guy $12, $13 million, and he's getting you 800 yards and 10 touchdowns, not that great. When you're paying him $3 million, $2 million, and if he can get you 800 yards and 10 touchdowns, that looks a lot better. I don't care what his name is, right? So that's what the Cowboys will probably try to do.
So, of course, we have, let me see, Mr. C. Bass. Much love to you, of course. Can't wait to hear your post-draft thoughts here, hopefully sooner rather than later. So
yeah, that's coming very soon. Probably next week sometime.
What's up? Take it easy, Dustin Roberts. Have a good night, Revelation. Let me see, we have, who else is here?
I'll tell you who we have.
Asmodeus, much love. Who do we have?
We got Skeptical Fan dropping a $2 holler in the Cash App.
Skeptical.
He said, "Go Cowboys!"
Always.
That's much love to the man, the lunatic. I'm sorry, the lunatic. Much love to the man.
Skeptical
Fan. He's always staying skeptical. I just looked at the screen and I saw the Lunatics draft raffle. I don't know why I said that. But Mr. Skeptical Fan, appreciate you in the Cash App side. And a huge Go Cowboys.
Let me see who else is chilling with us here. Double R. Dallas Cowboy 92, much love. Tyrone Church, take it easy.
Yeah.
James Herr in the house. Matt Persico, have a great night. We have Logan Harlan. Kevin Bilbo, Jason Renfro, the man Seabass. Let me see. Yeah, I can't go back any further than that. So, let me come back down. Hannibal King, take it easy. Kevin Bilbo, much love. So, even you, Lisa, I guess. So, an extra special shout out once again to Skeptical. But yes, guys, you know why we do what we do here at MCF, right?
Let them know. Why do we do this every night?
It's that navy blue. That's silver too. And that star over everything.
Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly here on My Cowboys Family. We always rep that star over everything. And here on this channel, for almost 7 years, doing it almost every single night on YouTube. Never forget the number one thing here, now, and forever on My Cowboys Family. As always, Go Cowboys!
Woo! Again, thank you guys so much.
Let's get that 6 and beyond.
So, and of course, guys, again, thank you again to everybody here chilling in the chat. But
yes. And also dropping the love from above.
Of course, you know.
As we close it out.
Yeah, you can't forget, guys. You know.
Yeah, you know, drop out and clock out for the night. Relock and reload for another show on Sunday, the finale here, and a raffle. Before we can drop out for the night, baby.
Yeah, there's one final thing we got to do. We got to drop the beat.
Thank you all for rocking again with us. You could be anywhere. You're here with us. Another nightly wrap-up of all the news, info, and updates right here. Another MCF Cowboys chat. Hell yeah. And talked about what they talked about a couple days ago and the trickling comments that are very important to this team going forward. Dak's case resolved. He's good to go. The receiver situation, the kicking situation, the linebacker situation, every situation. We discussed it and more right here on My Cowboys Family, along with the running back situation too. Hope you guys enjoyed the show again tonight here on a Fan Friday as we get ready for the Sunday finale for the week. Never forget what it's about here at MCF, that navy blue, that silver too, and that star always over everything. Never forget the number one thing right here on My Cowboys Family. Much love to all you in the house, repping that star over everything with us. Don't forget to hit that like button for the stream. Keep the analytics rolling. Hit the subscribe button and keep it growing. Over 35,000 family members, subscribers. Thank you all. Cannot do it without you all. 35,100 now, actually. And, of course, hit that notification bell. Set it to all videos so you know when we're going live. You can also check in on Discord, all social media, especially X, Twitter, at My Cowboys Family. It also shows you when we're going live. We post on there. Thank you all again. Stay safe. Much love to all. If you're watching us in the replay, hit the like, but also comment down below if you want. Appreciate you all. Have a great weekend. We'll see you soon Sunday at the latest. Peace, much love, and never ever forget. Much love to Jason Renfro dropping that $2 holler. And never ever forget, Go Cowboys!